Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another trying out new beauty products this month video. This is going to be my video for the month of July, and I do have some new products. Some are like new shades. For example, like I have some lipsticks which are new shades of a formula which I've already tried before. And then we have some like new products. Some of which I was very excited to try out and have been letdowns. Some which have unexpectedly been really good. So we have 5 products as usual to talk about. I actually had more than 5 to talk about, if I'm going to be very honest. So I decided that the ones which are not going to make the cut in this video, I'll get more time to use them and I will share them in the month of August. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. And this time around we have 3 skincare products, 1 hair care product and 1 makeup product, just to let you know. Also, my hair is not behaving that well today, so we're just going to ignore that. Also, starting with the first skincare product, we have a serum. This one is from Pilgrim. It is the 10% Niacinamide serum. Now, I bought this on a whim, to be completely honest with you, because I was getting the alpha butane and vitamin C serum, which I really liked because I had the tiny mini sample of it. I got the full size to try it out and to use it even more. And then I was like, okay, let me buy this on a whim and see if that one is so good. Then I'm expecting this one to be pretty good as well. And it did end up being really good. Now, I have to say, in terms of the effectiveness long term of niacinamide and how you notice a reduction in the oiliness of your skin, that's going to take time. That is not something that just using 1 bottle or even half a bottle of niacinamide is going to be able to like tell you. But what I like about my niacinamide serums is how the formula is. Does it have that white, like sometimes when you apply a serum on your face and then it starts looking white in certain specific areas, that can happen with niacinamide because niacinamide is actually a white powder. So how the formula is blended and formulated and all of those like very sciencey things which I'm not very well versed in, this one a little goes a long way, truly, because even with some of my favorite niacinamide serums, I feel like I have to use a lot of product to cover my entire face. But with this one, I feel like the tiniest bit of product goes a very, very long way, which is why I feel like you'll get a lot of value out of 1 bottle. And people tell me that I'm overusing my products. So if my bottle is lasting you so long, then anyone else out there could use this for even longer than I have. And that is why I feel like it's a really good value for money as well, because you're not paying a lot of for this, like you're paying 595 rupees. But again, Pilgrim goes on buy one get one offers, so I would highly recommend whenever you're buying this to wait for the buy one get one offer and buy it then, because then you're paying 300 rupees for this bottle and it's going to last you for like months, right? So that is why I feel like it's a really good niacinamide serum recommendation. And very soon this is going to be in like my top 3 niacinamide serum recommendations, like of all time basically. So like my favorite products, my top 3 in different skincare categories. This is going to make the cut in that video for sure, I can already tell. And this has to be probably one of my favorite products in this video specifically. So yes, that is that. We're starting with a banger, but then the next product is a huge disappointment, and I'm going to tell you what it is. This is Dermaco's Niacinamide Intense Moisturizing Cream. Now, this is the dry and sensitive skin variant. Keep in mind, they already had 3 variants, 1 for oily skin, 1 for normal skin, and then 1 for dry skin. The dry skin one I have tried out. This is the more intense version of that because it's called the Intense Moisturizing Cream for dry and sensitive skin. So this is like the 4th variant which had come out, just to make it very clear as to which specific one this is. Now this has bentane, bisabolol and sebacam. It says hydrating formula up to 24 hours moisturization, all of those great things, fragrance and dye free. The reason I'm mentioning that is because this has a very intense fragrance, like very, very intense. It is probably one of the ingredients in here that is causing that fragrance, which I completely understand. But the fragrance is really, really intense and not in a good way. Okay, when it comes to the formula, when it comes to how creamy it is, like I love all of those things, and I even used it for a couple of days trying to ignore the fragrance, but after a point I just couldn't ignore it. This entire tube, if I had to use it, would last me like a month, maybe over a month, to be completely honest, if I'm using it every single night. And I don't think I have the bandwidth to tolerate this fragrance for an entire month, because I'm not joking, you guys, it literally gives me a headache. And to apply it on my face and go to bed every single night, like, you can smell it because it's on your face. If I had to use something like this, like a foot cream, I could probably do it, to be very honest, because it's going to be on my feet, right? It's nowhere close to my face. So I'm not going to be smelling it. I'll probably still smell it if it's on my hands, because I'm going to apply the cream with my hand. But still, I can't deal with this, which is why I've stopped using it after using it for a couple of days. If you can tolerate the fragrance, I think it's great, in terms of the formula and everything. But again, there are other moisturizers from Dermaco, like the third variant, basically the dry skin variant in this, which is the dark green color. Like, this is like olive green, I want to say, a little bit. That is the dark green one. That is, I want to say, 10, 100,000 times better than this. I'm sure the price point is also very similar. It is the same brand, same range, same everything. So I would much rather recommend that than recommend this, even if you don't have the problem with the fragrance. So this is going to be a fail from my side. I will either use it like a foot cream, or I will just declutter this, because honestly I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. Okay, now speaking of Dermaco, we have another moisturizing cream from a different range, but this also has a kind of similar formula and texture. So actually the texture is different, but the formula and the purpose which I'm using it for is pretty similar. So first I started using, I'm sorry, my hair is like so flat, it is bugging me, not gonna lie. But first I started using this because it was a fail and I couldn't deal with the formula. I picked out the other Dermaco moisturizer, which I also got to review. This is the Snail Peptide 96 Advanced Moisturizing Cream for soft and healthy skin, is what it says. It's got niacinamide, peptide complex. It's also deep moisturizing and intensely hydrating. Now this one is again from the Snail Peptide range, but it says moisturizing cream, so I was like, okay, another night cream that we can test out. Now this one has, I would say, 1/5 of the fragrance that this has. So there is still a fragrance, but this one is way more subtle as compared to this. But it's the same fragrance, it's just the intensity is different. So because this is a lower intensity, I can deal with it, and I've gotten a little bit used to it as well, not gonna lie. So maybe I wouldn't mind retrying this and seeing again, but I'm scared to just put it all over my face, because then I have to smell it the entire night, or at least till I go to bed, basically. So now coming to the Snail Peptide Moisturizing Cream, this one has that snail muciny texture, basically. So it feels a little bit tacky when you first apply it, and eventually it does dry down completely. If you are someone who sleeps on your face, your face is going to stick to the pillow, so just keep that in mind. Like, when you're sleeping, sleep upright, and then, I mean, I'm also someone, I'm a side sleeper. Throughout the night, I'll either turn on my right side or my left side, like something like that. So once it dries down, then your face will probably not stick to the pillow, but till then there is a chance that it's going to stick to your pillow. So just wait for it to dry down, and it might take about like half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour or so. Like, you'll have to wait for that much time before you stick your face on your pillow. So that is something you need to keep in mind with this. But apart from that, like, it's nice, it's creaming, it's moisturizing, I have no complaints, it does the job, my face doesn't feel dry, any of those things. So it's also not too heavy, it doesn't clog my pores, because I tend to get those questions also, like, is this non-comedogenic? So I will tell you, I don't find this to be comedogenic whatsoever. But yes, it's a different texture. It's not my absolute favorite. I wouldn't put this in my top 5 or my top 10 favorite moisturizers. I will use it up, but I don't see myself going back to this. It's not a holy grail or anything like that. So yes, that is my review on the Snail Peptide Advanced Moisturizing Cream from Dermaco. Okay, now that we're done with all our skincare, let's move to the lipsticks, shall we? Because the formula again is not new on either of these. This is the My Hues Cosmetics lipsticks, and I got 2 additional shades. I got Gulabi and I got Fuljhadi. Now I have earlier reviewed what were the names? There was Gulkand and there was Seher in either last month's video or the one before that. probably, I'm not quite sure. But Gulabi is basically a really pretty pink. It is not what I'm wearing today, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Today what I'm wearing is from Fay Beauty. It's in the shade Lucky, and today is my first time trying it out, so I'll share a detailed review later on. But Gulabi is basically like a really pretty, it's not neon pink, but it's still Barbie pink in my opinion, and it looks really pretty with the right kind of look, with the right kind of outfit. It looks fabulous. So personally, I recommend this, and I really like the shade Gulabi. I have a shorts if you want to see what it looks like standalone, basically, with like minimal makeup, because that's when you can see the real color, because like when you do blush, bronzer, all of those things, the shade can get a little bit manipulated. So that is that. Then the other shade which I have is Fuljhadi. Now Fuljhadi, my experience has not been the best, I would say. First thing is, it's a pretty dark vampy shade on me. Again, you will see a shorts on this one as well, on my page. You can go and check that out. This I would classify as a maroon shade. Like it's a burgundy maroon basically is what I will call it. And I don't currently own any such shades, and I have tried out a few over the past couple of years, and I feel like none of the shades have sticked out in my collection long term. This one could stick out in my collection long term, but again, I don't feel like I reach for such shades very often, so it feels a little bit wasteful to keep it. I could rather declutter it and give it to a friend who maybe has a darker complexion than I have, or maybe someone who likes and wears these shades very often. I could give it to someone like that. My other issue with this particular shade is also the formula. Now in general, I've had an excellent experience with my Hues Cosmetics, the formula in general of their liquid lipsticks. I don't know what the name of the formula is, but yeah, you know the liquid lipsticks that I'm talking about. But this specific shade I feel like is a little bit patchy. When you apply it for the first time, you have to go over it a couple of times to make sure there is full opacity, because otherwise it can look a little bit patchy. And I think the reason for that is because it's a darker, deeper shade. That is the only reason. Apart from that, all the other shades, the lighter shades or the medium tone shades, I don't have any kind of patchiness issue with. So that is just something I wanted to note. In case you're looking to buy this, you might need to know that the formula is a little bit patchy and you'll have to go over it a couple of times, but once you go over it, it looks beautiful. Now because it's not a personal favorite shade, that is the reason why I am considering decluttering this one as well. So yes, I'm going to ask my friends and see if anyone's interested. If they are, then I'll happily give it to them, because I don't find a reason to hold on to this particularly for any reason. So yes, that is Fuljhadi from my Hues Cosmetics. Now moving on to our last product, and this is the hair care product. This is Moxie Beauty Weightless Leave-In Conditioner. Now this one I particularly got the smaller size in. This is the 125 gram size, I believe. They also have a bigger size. No, sorry, the 125 ml size is the bigger one. This is the smaller one, that is 50 ml. Now this one did not cost me a lot. I mean, it's still like 300 rupees, but not that much, 295 to be specific. Now I have seen a lot of curly girls use this, and you can see I don't have curly hair. My hair is pretty straight too, I would say a little bit wavy because of the humidity and stuff in Mumbai. But yes, I am not a curly girl. That is the first thing that I want to mention about this. And it says this is meant for dry, frizzy, wavy and curly hair. So I feel like this should have worked for me. But unfortunately, after using it for a couple of times, it didn't really work for me. Now I'll tell you how I used it. I used this like basically wash day. Post washing my hair, when I want to put a leave-in conditioner in my hair, that is when I use this. And I want to compare this slightly to the normally leave-in conditioner, which I really love. That one I feel like is moisturizing, but at the same time it's very light on the hair. It doesn't feel like very thick. It doesn't feel like if I'm applying it in my hair, it will just get stuck to one region. It doesn't spread like the normally one spreads very well. This one I feel like is more thick, not very spreadable. And if I am using this, I feel like I have to use a lot of product because it's not very spreadable, and because of that it kind of weighs my hair down, doesn't feel that moisturizing either. So for my hair type specifically, I feel like it did not really work. Again, if you have curly hair, let me know if you have tried this out and if you had a different experience. I think other people with curly hair could, you know, benefit from your opinion. I'm telling you my review on this as someone who has straight slash wavy frizzy hair basically. So yeah, take my opinion with a grain of salt. I think this is going to be something that is like different for different hair types, is what I feel. So yes, this one I just want to give my review objectively speaking from my POV, but I'm not saying that the product is particularly bad. So this one I think I'll give my mom. She usually uses up my hair care if I'm not able to use it up and if it's not working for my hair, because she has very different hair than what I have. She actually does have not coily hair but curly hair. So yes, she might enjoy this. She's not tried it out yet, but I'll give it to her for her to try it out, and let me know if you want to see her review on this, and if you want to know whether it works for her hair or not, then let me know. But yes, that wraps up this video. Those are all the products that I wanted to review in today's video. I will obviously list and link everything down below in case you're interested in anything. It would mean a lot to me if you do use those links, because it supports my channel a ton, and I'm very grateful to all those of you who do use my links. I have mentioned this in previous videos and I don't like to mention it too often, but if I'm leaving any direct links, it's usually wish link. But I also have an Amazon storefront, and if you do use my Amazon storefront to buy anything that you genuinely want, that maybe you've seen on my page and you want to get, then that helps me a ton as well. So thank you so much for doing that in advance. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'm going to see you on my next one. Until then, bye guys. Bye bye.